cultural artifact speech, I decided to do the Day of the Dead, known as Dia de los Muertos. At the end of my speech, the audience will be able to understand the tradition, value, dress, and music of Dia de los Muertos, known as the Day of the Dead, and how it intersects with my life. Dia de los Muertos is a day to celebrate the dead and reunite with them. You annually remember the person's mortality. You celebrate at their grave with their favorite food, music, and favorite objects. For most Americans, see this day as another Halloween, but for Mexicans, there's more to that. El Día de los Muertos is a Mexican holiday. You are paying respects to the dead and are reuniting with them. We celebrate 3 types of dead. The first dead is held on November 1st at 12 a.m., which is celebrating the spirits of little kids. The spirits of adults is held November 2nd at 12 a.m. and the spirits of all the dead November 2nd at noon, which is celebrating all of them together. Families gather at the cemetery. You can see the whole ground light up with candles and families laughing all around. Art is everywhere. Many have makeup, many have drawings, paintings. Kids are running around with costumes. People are running all day, gathering objects and food to take to the grave. Not only do people have something going on at the cemetery, but they also create an altar at home. A parade has also been created for those who aren't Mexican but would like to know more about the tradition can attend the parade. The parade includes many things. You see smiles and music everywhere and enjoying the parade. On November 1st at midnight, you celebrate the babies and the tallest who passed away at a young age, known as the spirits of our little angels. Most babies die at birth, so they don't have a casket, but they have a stone with their name and date of birth. Parents go and take things they think their children would have liked. Each year things are different because their baby gets older. On November 2nd at midnight, you celebrate the spirit of the adults. The adults that die in accident, early age, or other types of death. On November 2nd at noon, you celebrate together, babies and adults. The Day of the Dead is not a day to mourn them. It's a day to celebrate their spirits and remember the good old times. When creating the altar for your loved ones, you include many things that were valuable to the loved ones. The altar is the most important when celebrating the Day of the Dead. The three main things to include in the altar, the first ones are flowers. You can include the person's favorite flowers, but they must always be Mexican marigolds. In this picture, you can see the Mexican marigolds. They are these orange ones. If you ever been to a cemetery on the Day of the Dead, you will always see them because they must be present at all times. In the article Day of the Dead, they included something meaningful about marigolds. Marigolds are believed to guide the spirits to the altars, which is why they are very important. Another thing would be a skull. You make art by decorating or painting them. I'm not only talking about a face skull, but many people do their skull and face with makeup, always including a smile and laugh at the death, including a smile laughing at the death itself. Lastly, I loved one's photo with their favorite food plate, their favorite drinks, and valuable items. The Day of the Dead is also celebrated with a parade. Each year, the parade becomes bigger and better. The parade is celebrated 3 days, starting November 31st until November 2nd. In the parade, everyone's dressed either like a skeleton or have their face painted as a skeleton. Traditional Mexican is playing everywhere. People are dancing and celebrating. Kids are having their face painted. Little girls have beautiful dresses and roses in their hair. Kids wear costumes that is a part of the Day of the Dead. An example would be La Catrina. She is one of the most important symbols of the Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead Dead is now a holiday celebrated everywhere, not just in Mexico. Many things have been created: movies, music, showcases, and parades. Each year, the Day of the Dead becomes important and bigger. The Day of the Dead is not a Halloween for Mexicans, as many of us are confused about it. As many of you know, the Day of the Dead isn't a day to be sad about someone's passing, but instead actually a joyous occasion meant a celebration of death. You celebrate the young and the old who have passed away. You remember them by making their favorite food, favorite thing, and talk about the good memories. The celebration plays a big role in my life because my whole family gets together to celebrate one culture holiday.